Thousands of bureaucrats woke up today to a big "you're fired." DOGE is dishing out spankings like daddy daycare. It's like going to your grandparents' house, throwing out their VCR and their stacks of tapes, just downloading Netflix for them. Here, Grandpa, you just hit this button here and press select. Even the holiday weekend couldn't slow DOGE down. There was a huge exodus over at the National Archives. Persnickety librarians were getting DOGE'd silly. The Dewey Decimal System's next. DOGE is a blessing from the heavens above.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here, and Jesse Waters thought he was in on the joke. He sat there for weeks, smirking, laughing, cheering on as DOGE slashed through government agencies, leaving thousands of workers jobless. And then, like clockwork, reality smacked him right in his face.
But listen to one champion of DOGE who suddenly changes his tune when the cuts hit home.
He just found out he's probably going to get laid off. He's going to get DOGed. And this guy's not a DEI consultant. This guy's not a climate consultant. This guy is a veteran. We just need to be a little bit less callous with the way, Harold, we talk about doging people. Okay, I want that to sink in.
You're arguing with yourself.
I am not guilty of that. I finally found one person I knew that got doged, and it hit me in the heart.
Well, that same guy lecturing on being less callous has been the king of callousness for weeks.
CNN's Abby Phillip saw it coming a mile away. On her show, she roasted Jesse Waters as the king of callousness and dropped a brutal supercut of his hypocrisy.
DOGE for thee, but not for me, Julie? I mean, it's not just him. It's pretty widespread at this point.
Did the leopard eat Jesse Waters' face? I'm, shocked. By the way, he's kind of in a precarious time slot there over at Fox, so his previous two predecessors got fired, so I wouldn't be celebrating people getting fired if I were him, because it's probably going to come for him next.
1 minute, Waters was gloating, cheering the mass firings, calling it a blessing from the heavens above. The next, he was pleading for mercy, begging Donald Trump to save his friend. DOGE for thee, but not for me. It was a masterclass in karma. Phillip rolled the tape of Waters gleefully celebrating federal workers getting fired, mocking National Archives employees as persnickety librarians and calling them mass layoffs a needed correction. But then came the moment that exposed him completely. His own words thrown back in his face. Waters didn't give a damn when IRS employees were fired in droves, some of them crying at their desks, throwing chairs, watching their livelihoods disappear during tax season. He laughed when National Archives workers got the boot, calling them persnickety librarians who didn't deserve a paycheck. He celebrated as the CDC lost critical scientists in the middle of a goddamn global health crisis. He didn't care. None of them did. But now that the axe is swinging in his direction, now that it's not just deep state workers losing their jobs, but veterans and career civil servants, now it's time for a little compassion. This is the Republican grift in real time. They sell destruction to their base, promising that the pain will only hit the libs. They convince their voters that government workers are the enemy until, surprise, it turns out useless bureaucrats were the ones keeping food stamps running, processing Social Security, and ensuring nuclear safety. And now, with thousands fired, the system is falling apart. This isn't just incompetence, it's calculated cruelty. And here's the kicker. Waters isn't alone in this sudden realization. Across the country, Republican voters are waking up to the con. Their town halls are turning into war zones. Their own base is calling them out. They thought DOGE was a weapon against the other side, but they're starting to realize it was always aimed at them too.
Workers from the nuclear workers, the NNSA, our nuclear stockpile, and CDC workers working on the bird flu being fired by DOGE and then having to be rehired when someone realizes, oh gosh, we need those people. Why is a supposedly conservative party taking such a radical and extremist and sloppy approach to this?
You have to do more with less in order to survive.
I understand. Trying to do more with less. That's reasonable. What's not reasonable is taking this chainsaw approach, which they obviously admit when they fired these people and then decided, oh, we fired the wrong people. We got to bring them back in. Why is this being jammed down the pipe so rushed and sloppily?
About an hour away in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, another Republican Congressman, Glenn Grothman, also getting an earful.
President Trump has issued a lot of executive orders. I think by and large this is moving very quickly compared to other administrations, and I think across the board he's done some very good things. I think he's gotten rid of birthright citizenship.
Illegal as hell.
This wasn't Antifa or BLM. This was a Republican voter revolt. DOGE is burning everything down. And now the people who thought they were safe, who thought that they were on the team, are realizing they're just as expendable as everyone else. They promised efficiency. They said it was about draining the swamp. But now the only thing being drained is the livelihoods of working class Americans. And that's why the final contrast matters, because not every politician is rolling over. At a town hall with Representative Paul Tonko, a different energy took hold. This wasn't about excuses or spin. This was about resistance. A voter stood up, furious, and laid it out.
I saw you on TV at NOAA. I saw you on TV at the Department of Education. What I'm saying is this. Somebody asked you what your red line was, and you said that the time is always right to go. Does that mean the red line has already been crossed? Because I think it has. If you ask us to show up, Congressman Tonko, we will show up. In D.C. But it cannot be. We have to take the gloves off. We can't wait for protocol. They're not playing by the rules. We have to take it to them. When I saw you at those places, and I saw you next to Maxine Waters, again, I was so proud that my representative was on the front line, right there. But I thought about Jimmy Carter, and I thought about John Lewis. And I know what John Lewis would have done. He would have gotten arrested that day. Make them outlaw you. We will stand behind you. We will be there with you. I will get arrested with you.
That was it. The moment where the room changed. This wasn't about waiting anymore. This wasn't about hoping some distant election would fix it. This was a call to action. Make them outlaw you. We will stand by you. I will get arrested with you. This isn't just a political fight anymore. This is survival. The question now is, are people finally ready to come together and stand up, or what? Now that folks are seeing that DOGE doesn't care if you voted for Trump and that they are closer to being homeless than being a billionaire, will the hard-headed MAGA crowd finally jump ship when they realize they've been conned? It's going to be interesting to see this play out, and that's a fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.